You are listening to Smack Talk Sports with the sports prodigy Chris McCarthy, #1 internet sports radio station, only on Smack Talk Sports.
How we all doing out there, guys? Welcome into another episode of Smack Talk Sports. So we have a great show lined up today. It is our second broadcast with CLNS Radio Network at clnsradio.com. Going forward, great show lined up. We have Nathan Conley, who is on with us also. He'll be following up. Huge act to follow. He'll be on right after Warrick Dunn, so please call in. You'll get to offer questions to him. Now, for those of you who don't know who Nathan Conley is, he is the author of Beantown Breakdown Blog and also ArmchairReport.com's very own Nathan Conley. He's a local kid out of Dayton, Massachusetts. And beautiful weather going on out there today. Unbelievable weather, I might add. And we're going to go live to Warrick Dunn right now. Warrick Dunn, how are you? You are live on Smack Talk Sports Radio. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Thank you for joining us on Smack Talk Sports. I'm your host, Chris McCarthy, and we are here live with the one and only Warrick Dunn. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So let me first start off by saying I apologize for last week. I had a lot going on, and it ran past me, so I apologize, man. I apologize.
Oh, anytime, Warrick. You get 10,000 freebies in my book. You are always you're always welcome on Smack Talk Sports. Always. CLNSradio.com. We love our professional athletes, and we love all of our listeners, as always. Now, Warrick, I have a lot of questions for you. I'm just gonna get right into it. You had a successful 12-year career as a running back. You played for two teams, right, obviously. Right. And my first question would be, what would be your proudest moment as a person in general? Not even just NFL, in general.
Well, probably my proudest moment would be, I guess when my mom died, really looking back and taking care of my brothers and sisters, making sure that those guys were okay. And I just felt like that it was my responsibility to look after them and do whatever I can to give them the best opportunity to be successful. And sometimes you got to sacrifice things in your life, and I did that.
Absolutely. You've done amazing things. For people that don't know, Warrick Dunn he has Warrick Dunn Charities, and he does a ton of charity work, which is amazing, supporting single families in particular. Very strong, humble person, and also a lot of people don't realize you own you're a part owner of the Atlantic Falcons, minority owner. Is that correct? Correct.
I'm a limited partner. I'm a part of I think it's 7 or 8 guys, part of this ownership group. So I've had the opportunity to really stay around the game and learn more about the business side of the game.
Absolutely. Now, you played 12 years as an NFL running back. You had 5 1,000-plus seasons, a total of basically 11,000 career rushing yards. Right. The longevity was amazing. You were the NFL offensive rookie of the year. I mean, you played with two teams, the Bucs and the Falcons. My question is, the average running back career does not last 12 years, such as yours. Do you have any, lingering effects, if you would, from playing such a long career in the NFL, body-wise?
Well, no, I've been blessed, man, where I can just get up and go every day, and I didn't have any major serious injuries. You have all the bumps and bruises of being a running back on a pro level. So I'm I get up and go every day, and I'm not waking up aching. Not at this point. It's only been 3 years since I've been retired, so you know, how am I going to feel 5, 10 years from now? 15 years from now, I have no idea. But today, I just get up and go.
That's great. That's absolutely stunning. Now, my next question would be, obviously you are a very humble person, I might add, and you do a ton of charity work. A lot of people have a tough transition when they, retire from the NFL, transitioning into regular life. It seems like, were you meant to be a running back, or were you meant to be what you're doing now?
I think running back or the career path that I chose put me in this position. It gave me the platform. I think I was always a running back growing up from when I was 7 years old. It was a gift that I tried to perfect, and you work hard, you sacrifice, and you leave it all on the football field. I think I did that in the next phase of my life. And during football, I tried to take advantage of the platform that I had to stand for a cause and to want to see other people live better. So I just think I've taken advantage of my opportunities and the platforms that I've had. But I truly think that I was meant to play running back, but I was also meant to do what I do off the football field, and that's help people live better lives and also help, hopefully save a life. So I've been truly blessed, man, and things do happen for a reason in life. People don't realize that, but things do happen for a reason, and you have to be ready for when your time is called. You have to step up to the plate, and I was ready for it.
Absolutely, and courageous person as well. You're still a relatively young guy. You're only 37. You went to Catholic high school, grew up in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Your career is well documented. I think a lot of people don't realize how long you actually played and how successful you really were. You had over 1,400 yards in the 2005 season with the Falcons. I also want to get to, I know you hold a charity golf tournament.
Right.
And I know that you got one coming up in April, April 28th, I believe, and that.
Yeah, we have one. It's going to be in Tampa, and it's not a celebrity golf tournament. It's just one that's going to be local in Tampa. That's going to raise money for the charity. But the big one that the charity is having is in June 3rd and 4th in Atlanta. We're playing golf at the Golf Club of Georgia, so we're just trying to get people to come out and play golf. We'll have celebrities, other guys come around, foursomes, or $4,000 for a foursome. We'll have a bunch of guys, and it's going to be a good time. But I guess most importantly, it's about what it's for, helping single parents become first-time homeowners, and also the new program that we're starting at the charity, a bereavement program for kids called Betty's Hope in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. That's
unbelievable. Unbelievable. I was reading a little earlier about all of that, and the golf tournament. Obviously, it's the Atlanta Celebrity Golf Tournament, like you said, in June 3rd and 4th. And that's another thing that amazes me. You've bought a ton of houses, all for charity. And do you, off the top of your head, do you know the number of how many families you have helped regarding the houses that you've purchased?
To date, we've helped 111 single parents become first-time homeowners. So, this is what we do. Most people think that we build the homes or I buy them, and I don't do that because I feel like if someone is truly working hard for it, they're going to go out and put in the work, and we come in on the back end. So we give them additional money on down payment, and we fully furnish their house. We put furniture, linens, garden tools, all the necessities for you to just move in. And to me, I think that's the way to go because when someone earns everything that they have, they tend to take care of it. And one of the reasons that we do that is because most people can't afford the down payment. They can't afford to furnish the house, or vice versa. So we want to come in and give them a fresh start to a life they're trying to create for their families.
Absolutely. That is amazing. That is awesome how you put some of the ownership on the actual families you are helping. Unbelievable. It's great stuff, Warrick. And I know you only have a few minutes, and again, I do appreciate you coming on Smack Talk Sports. Honored to have you on the show. And that leads me to my next question. Two quick questions for you, just to get to know you a little bit better. What's your favorite NFL? What was your favorite? What's your favorite memory about the NFL? If you had to single out your best, your career's best play, best game, and had to sum it up, what would it be? What's the memory that sort of lingers with you?
It's too many. It's too many. It's too many plays. I had great plays in Tampa. I had great plays in Atlanta. I just think for me, probably the most exciting memory is the fans, because those guys supported me. They with me when things weren't well. They were with me with my highs and my lows. And sometimes you miss running and making guys miss or making them look silly, but you also miss the camaraderie of the guys, because you do build a bond, a kinship with other players, and sometimes that is what guys miss, the high of the game. You can't do anything else in life that replace Sundays, playing a football game, scoring a touchdown, making a huge play in the game, and hearing that crowd roar, and just knowing that everyone saw you make a huge play, or they saw you do something bad and they're on top of you. So it's just that overall camaraderie of the fans and your teammates.
Absolutely, and that's typical Warrick Dunn fashion, not taking much credit on his own, giving all the praise and credit to the fans and your teammates, of course. Now, you had the privilege of playing in Atlanta and Tampa, and I know you still, again, like you said about the golf tournament in Tampa, and you're also in Atlanta currently, I believe. Is that right?
Well, I live in both. I'm in school right now getting my MBA, so that keeps me busy, still doing charity work. I travel a lot. I've been on the go, so sometimes my days are mixed up. I don't get, all the rest that I'm used to getting because I'm grinding. And, it is what it is right now. You're just taking advantage of it. So I have opportunity to live in two different cities, and both bring a lot to the table. Tampa's beautiful. Atlanta is where I've been. I was here for 6 years straight, and I went back to Tampa. But, I love both cities, and it's going to be hard to choose where I'm going to live at.
Absolutely. Now, Warrick Dunn, again, I appreciate every single thing that you said with us, and you came on Smack Talk Sports on CLNSradio.com. Thank you so much. Now, I have one small favor to ask of you. Take us to break. Not that you didn't do a big enough favor by coming on the show, but if you wouldn't mind to take us to break, if you'd say, this is Warrick Dunn, and you're listening to CLNS Radio in Smack Talk Sports.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, so much.
Just take us to break. Warrick Dunn.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, this is Warrick Dunn. You've been listening to CLNS Radio. Pro Talk Smack Sports, man. Check them out. Keep it up. Good luck to you.
Thanks a lot, Warrick. Well done. We'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, Brian.
Thank you so much, Warrick. Excellent.
All
we'll
right,
be back.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And also, before we take a break, actually, I should say that I am very gracious to Lucy Ann. She's actually the one who did put this together. And also, check out wd-ff.org, and that's where you can go to find about the golf tournament and everything else that Warrick does. You can follow him on Twitter, at Warrick Dunn, just his name. Do you have anything else you'd like to add, Warrick?
No, man, I'm good. I think, I just think people need to really understand what their purpose in life, and we all want to make money, but it's also people who don't have the same opportunities that sometimes they do need a helping hand, and I just don't want people to make all the money in the world and not be able to help someone that's trying to put their lives and their family in a better situation. So that's what my charity is all about. We're trying to help save lives and change lives, and they can go and donate money, and we're going to continue to help people and hopefully prosper in the future. So I appreciate it, man. Be well.
Absolutely. And any particular place to go other than wd-ff.org where they can donate and help out your great cause?
Yeah, and we changed the name from Warrick Dunn Family Foundation to Warrick Dunn Charities just because most people thought we were a private foundation, a family foundation, privately funded, and we're not. We are a public charity, so that's why we're going to Warrick Dunn Charities. And the new website, even you can get to it wd-ff.org or wdc.org, and just go to the website. I have a 100-yard rush campaign. You pay $1,000, you can be part of the 100-yard rush club. I have a $12 campaign. We take it all, nickels, pennies, dimes, dollars, whatever. We just want to be able to raise money. But I have a $12 campaign. Most of the time, people can, we all blow $1 a month. We all waste money all the time, and you know someone who's living in this situation, and you want to see other people not go through that, you can donate $12. That's $1 a month to help single parents and kids to the next phase of life, so to the next chapter of life. So just please donate, do something, be passionate about something in your lives. All right, bro?
Absolutely, Warrick. I appreciate that. Appreciate all of the advice and great praise to Warrick Dunn. I will also drop the website URLs again later in the show. And again, please thank Lucy Ann, your assistant. She's amazing, I might add, and she's been a pleasure to deal with. Thank you so much, and thank your organization and foundation, and all the best to luck. I will be donating.
Appreciate it. Thank you, all right?
Absolutely, Warrick Dunn. Thank you very much. Everybody, that's Warrick Dunn of the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, retired, and he has the Warrick Dunn Charities that they just changed the name. We're going to be back with the one and only Nathan Conley. He is from Dighton, and he's going to be joining us live as well. He is also the author of Beantown Breakdown Blog and ArmchairReport.com's very own Nathan Conley will be joining us right after this break. I also have some excellent news about Draft Street. We put up a link on the show page. Go check it out. You can win up to $200 in cash and prizes, and the link is directly on the Smack Talk Sports homepage. All you have to do is click the link, and you can join, and you can win up to $200 in cash and prizes. We'll be back in just a moment with Nathan Conley. Also, I see we do have a few other callers on the line. We have a 704, which I'm not sure who that is. We also have a 774 and a 401. So we're going to get to all your calls in just a moment. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
This is Avery Bradley of the Boston Celtics, and you are listening to CLNS Radio.
All right, Mike, here's the situation. You're walking into Fenway. You have your iPod on. What song is playing on your iPod?
Not even a question. It's the Dropkick Murphys, Shipping Up to Boston. That song personifies what I'm all about. The city, the building. We hate the Yankees. Let's do this.
I figure you're going Dancing Queen by ABBA. I know you really like that song. You just completely threw a curveball at me.
I will kill a dance floor too, Tyler.
I believe it, and you can hear us, maybe even through your iPod. It's Mike T every Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern on CLNSradio.com.
This is Luke Herrington, and you're listening to CLNS Radio.
Are you ready to earn cash prizes for playing fantasy sports? DraftStreet.com offers weekly and daily fantasy leagues for baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and golf with entry fees ranging from free to over $400. You can join leagues any time of the day and play against users from all across the United States. And when you sign up, enter the code CLNS25 for a $25 bonus on your first deposit. With over $10 million paid out to date, DraftStreet.com awards over $300,000 weekly. All major credit cards and PayPal are accepted. DraftStreet.com, the future of fantasy sports.
CelticsBlog.com, the online community for Celtics fans. Blogging since 2004, Jeff Clark is a diehard for life. Hey, did I mention it's also family-friendly, and there's tons of ways to interact through blog, comment, forums, chat, and now the new fan posts and fan shots. It's all part of what's going on at the rapidly expanding SB Nation community of blogs. Hey, and guess what? Celtics Stuff Live simulcast from Celtics Blog every Sunday night. CelticsBlog.com. Let's get all the latest updates and thoughtful commentary on everything from the Celtics and the NBA. So check it out at CelticsBlog.com.
CLNSRadio.com, the home of Internet Sports Talk Radio.
All right, everybody, this is Chris McCarthy, your host of Smack Talk Sports, and we have Nathan Conley. He's actually from Dayton, Massachusetts, for you that don't know, and again, he is the author of Beantown Breakdown. Nathan, you with us?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Great. Yes, we can hear you. Excellent, Nathan. Now you are the author of, what is it, Beatdown Boston?
Beantown Breakdown.
Beantown Breakdown.
Just kind of follow around major sports stories in the Boston, sports teams, Celtics, Patriots, and Red Sox mostly. Do a little bit of Bruins stuff, but mostly the other three teams. And that's my own personal blog, and then I also work for Sport Media Report, and their website is armchairreport.com. And I also contribute to them for Red Sox, Patriots, and Celtics as well.
Excellent. Good stuff. Now, you grew up in Dayton. You're in North Carolina?
I am North Carolina right now. I grew up in, actually, Norton, Massachusetts, and I was there for most of my life. Been in New England my whole life. I moved to Maine later on when my parents moved up north. But, just been a Boston sports fan my entire life, and I was in the Army for a few years right after college. I went to college at Gordon College in Wenham, Mass., and joined the Army right after that. I was in Seattle for a few years, and now I'm in North Carolina. I'm going to broadcasting school, so trying to get in on that phase of my life as well, apart from writing.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Now, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit. I'm sure our listeners, diehard Celtics fans, so we got to start it off with the Celtics. And what is your take on J.O. deciding to make, to go for the season-ending surgery? They looked good in Atlanta yesterday when the news was broke. How does that make you feel?
They didn't look great in Atlanta. They pulled it out at the end, but it didn't look that great.
Well, I mean, all things considered, it looked better than they did in Sacramento.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you that. Or Denver.
Yes, especially Denver as well. So it was good to get back on the winning side of things. And the thing that amazes me about the Celtics is the fact that they're literally only a game behind New Jersey, and they haven't been playing that particularly well, especially in this long 8-game road schedule they've been on.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about it is even though the Celtics aren't playing great, the teams in front of them haven't been playing that well either, so haven't really lost a lot of ground throughout this time, so kind of set them up where they can still make a move, depending on who they're able to replace those two guys with. Took a big blow, though. Jermaine O'Neal wasn't as big as blow, I think, as Chris Wilcox, though. I think losing him really, he had really started to play well and kind of take shape. So I think that was a bigger blow than Jermaine O'Neal.
Absolutely. Now, have you been hearing anything on J.O.'s replacement? If they do plan on bringing any big men in, have you been hearing, anything on specifics who they may decide to bring in?
Heard a few names being tossed around. I heard that Cleveland had waived Ryan Hollins. I don't think he's going to be able to contribute much to the Celtics. He would just kind of be a skinnier version of Kai Moore a few years ago when they picked him up and didn't really contribute anything for the Celtics. But I think an interesting name to watch will be J.J. Hickson. I know that the Sacramento Kings waived him and bought out his contract. So I think he'd be an intriguing name to watch, and I think he could actually do some work for the Celtics down the stretch and provide a big body for them, because their front line is hurting right now. They just need some bodies, really.
Absolutely, I agree with that 150%. That leads me to my next question. I was thinking, going through the bag of tricks and figuring out who the heck is out there for the Celtics that could contribute, and then that reminded me of last year when the Celtics basically gave Samir Dan to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
To Karen Goody as well.
Right, exactly. And, I actually, seems like I'm the minority, but I actually liked Erdan, and it'd be nice to have him at this point. I was hoping when you said Cleveland waived, I was sort of hanging on. I was like, no way, this isn't going to be Semi Erdan, but it wasn't. But, it was Hollins, and, I don't see much of him contributing. I'm sort of preying on that, the Chris Kamens, but obviously that sounds like more of a dream than anything.
I think that would be more of a long shot. I think New Orleans would have liked to trade him, but once that was possible, that $14 million contract, it really doesn't really give them much leeway to do anything in way of, buyouts, and plus they have the whole situation where the NBA owns a team, so I don't know if the NBA would really be willing just to buy out so he could go play for someone else.
Right, I'd agree with that. And also, guys, if you guys want to get in on the conversation, I do see there are two calls currently holding. We're going to try to get to all the calls tonight. Feel free and give us a call in at 347-215-7771 or toll free 855 CLNS NOW, and again, also 877-784-3047. So plenty of numbers you can give us a call. You can reach out, and we are talking with Nathan Conley from ArmchairReport.com, Beantown Breakdown. Did I say it right?
Yeah, you got it.
Excellent stuff. So he knows his stuff, and he's a diehard. Fantasy baseball is kicking off, and I did want to touch, before we get to the juicy topics such as the Patriots and their recent signings, I just did want to talk about fantasy. I have my draft coming up shortly. A lot of people, I'm sure, have their draft coming up. Any sleepers out there that you're sort of keeping to yourself?
You know what? Fantasy baseball is so crazy every year. There's always guys that emerge out of nowhere, it seems like. I think one of the announcements that was made today that could be an impact guy if you're looking for a sleeper late in the draft is Grant Balfour. The A's just announced today that he's going to be their starter to open the season. Good strikeout ratio. And you know what? He's got some experience pitching for good teams like Rays and stuff at the end of ball games, not necessarily in the closer role, but I think he could be a good late-round guy to target if you're looking for some cheap saves.
There you go, right there. I guess that's a good idea. I'm trying to get into the fantasy mode. I've been actually in the March Madness mode, so it's been a little difficult with all the craziness of March Madness. Now, again, I do see a 774 on the line waiting to get in. I'm going to bring him in right now. I'm not sure who it is. We'll find out, and we're just going to go live, and so he can ask you or myself any question he wants. Is that cool with you to take a few calls, Nathan?
Sounds good.
Excellent. Good stuff. Let's go to the 774 as we speak.
Hello?
Hi, 774. Who's this?
What's up, Chris? This is Eric.
Hey, Eric. What's going on? You are live on Smack Talk Sports with Chris McCarthy, and we also have ArmchairReport.com. Very own Nathan Conley. Eric.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
Good. How are you doing, man?
Not too bad, man. So, all right. So here we go. So right now, if you had to pick one team that's going to bring it all the way home for March Madness, who would it be?
You want to go first, Chris?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll be the guinea pig.
And you got to give me a reason why you think that. Why you say right now they would take it.
I'm going to go with, believe it or not, even with the injury, I'm going with North Carolina. I picked them, and I'm going to stick with them even with Kendall Marshall. I do think he's going to play. And how can you not go with North Carolina? They are the beasts. They are so dominant. People might want to say Kentucky. I don't see it. But what's your pick? What's your pick, Nathan?
It's a bold pick there with the kind of Kendall Marshall question mark coming up. I'm not sure if he's going to play or not, but I think it would definitely hurt them if he's gone. I'm not sure. I think that would be a tough game for them against Kansas in the Elite Eight for them to advance. But I think, honestly, right now, I would have to go with Kentucky. I think that they have the best player in the country in Anthony Davis. I think he's been getting better as the season goes along. You add him with Kid Gilchrist, and I just think they're a more complete team. Calipari's never won the whole thing, but he's been there several times. I think he will add some experience to kind of an inexperienced kind of a team. You know, that most of those guys are young. Calipari's, famous for recruiting the one-and-dones, but I just think they have a lot of talent, and their bracket has kind of, their region has kind of broken down. Duke, the number 2 seed, was out, and just all kinds of crazy upsets in that region. I think the road is really paved for them to not only get to the national championship, but to win it all. And Calipari finally cut down the nets. But I guess we'll wait and see if it will actually count and see how many recruiting violations he had going into the year. So.
Absolutely. Now, I do see we have a 7-2 forward on the line. They've been on hold for quite a while. Eric, you have anything else you'd like to add? Keep in mind,
who's his pick?
Who's your pick, Eric?
I would have to agree with is it Nathan? I think that even though Kentucky has a young team, they got great leadership in Calipari, and I think that I think North Carolina. I agree with what you said about them, but honestly, if I had to take somebody right now, I'd have to take Kentucky. Hopefully, taking it all. That's what I picked. But then again, with all these upsets, my bracket went to where it went. But
Kentucky's who I picked too, but they're about the only team I have left in it. So.
Right, exactly. All right, guys. Thank you for having me on. Take care. Have a good night.
Anytime, Eric. You can stay on and listen also if you'd like. Now, we're going to take a quick commercial break. It's going to be our final commercial of the night, and then we have a 724 and then a 508 on the line. We're going to go with the 724 when we get back from your break. We are here live, Smack Talk Sports. I'm Chris McCarthy, joined by ArmchairReport.com's very own Nathan Conley. We'll be back in just a moment.
Are you ready to earn cash prizes for playing fantasy sports? DraftStreet.com offers weekly and daily fantasy leagues for baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and golf with entry fees ranging from free to over $400. You can join leagues any time of the day and play against users from all across the United States. And when you sign up, enter the code CLNS25 for a $25 bonus on your first deposit. With over $10 million paid out to date, DraftStreet.com awards over $300,000 weekly. All major credit cards and PayPal are accepted. DraftStreet.com, the future of fantasy sports.
Hey sports fans, Tim Donaghy here from the Sports Connection. I know the NBA better than anybody. That's why you need to call 1-800-308-9003 for today's free pick.
Thanks a lot, Timmy B. It's been a great year. Thanks to you guys. This is Danny B. Make sure you pick up that phone like Tim said. Give us a call for today's free pick at 1-800-308-9003 or visit us at DannyBasandBoy.info.
This is your boy Delonte West, and you're listening to CLNS Radio.
This is Mike Fay from Mike T. What's new at CLNSradio.com? We are now a credentialed member of the media. That means you can make CLNSradio.com your one-stop shop for all Boston Celtics-related news. Oh, and don't forget our outstanding live streaming broadcasts. Get your week started Monday night with the flagship program of the network, the Celtics Late Night Show with B. Paul and Nick Gelso.
So you know nothing about him. You don't know what he can provide quality minutes. But you like his name, Etuan.
Check back in Tuesday night for the Breakdown with Dave and Audley.
He has that veteran experience, and that's going to be more valuable than what he puts on the scoreboard as far as I'm concerned.
Former NBA referee Tim Donaghy takes you inside Vegas numbers on Wednesday night with the right call.
They were telling him he was crazy, and you know how those two nuts are. You know, they're Tiger. They created Tiger Woods, for Christ's sake.
And Tyler Tomlinson and I close out your weekend Sunday night with Mike T.
If I'm a big money celebrity, athlete, movie star, prenup, dude.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my God, are you kidding me?
And here's the best part. You can call into our shows toll-free and voice your opinion anytime at 855-CLNS-NOW. Check us out today, CLNSradio.com.
Your first choice for Internet Sports Talk Radio, CLNS Radio.
All right, guys, we are back. Smack Talk Sports. I'm Chris McCarthy. We have Mike from Harrisburg/Pittsburgh. How's it going, Mike?
Oh, pretty good. How about yourself?
We're doing well. So as you know, I guess you want to talk a little fantasy. You just signed up for Draft Street, the promo that we have, the giveaways on Friday it kicks off, and you wanted some advice from Nathan.
Yeah. Now, Nate, do you do the? Are you just expert in the baseball, or do you do the basketball too?
I do all.
I tell you what, right now I'm actually I just did a little something tonight. Put a little something in the DraftStreet.com.
Okay.
Give me some advice here on what strategies I should be using.
Now you're talking basketball or baseball? I'm sorry.
Basketball, and you can give me some baseball then too, because I'm sure I'll get into that when that gets going.
Yeah, well, basketball this time of year. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of league you're in. Do you know what the league rules are?
Yeah, I'm in. Basically, what I'm in is you get 100,000, and you pick. I think it's like 8 players, and then you got to divide from the salaries and get underneath the 100,000. It's just it's a one night thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have to look at the different stat categories that you're going to be able to, the players are going to have to get stats in, and you want to really, you want to break those down, and you want to pick out players that specialize in those sort of things. You might think of guys, where Dwight Howard, where, he's going to be a great rebounder, a good source of points, but he's going to be great field goal percentage, but then he's going to hurt you, as far as like free throw percentage. So, with your next pick, you just got to keep those. With each pick, you kind of have to have those players' strengths and weaknesses in mind, so that you're not picking guys that are all good in the same category. So you can be more, you can have a better output in every statistical category rather than be good in just a couple and lose in the other. So you kind of just have to go about the draft, and you have to keep those things in mind, and just kind of three-pointers, field goal percentage, free throw percentage. All those other things, just keep those in mind with the different players you draft. And
let me ask you this. Yeah,
sure.
I was going to say, let me ask you this. This is my first time I'm doing it tonight. One of the strategies I'm using is I'm taking the opposite team, like of a real bad team that's struggling now, that lets a lot of points. So there'll be a lot of points you can get, between points, rebounds, and assists.
So you're basically taking guys who are playing bad teams, hoping that their production will increase.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a good strategy this time of year too, because a lot of the teams that are out of it, they're not really playing hard every night. This time of year, the coaches are looking to play players that are for the future. They may not be necessarily the best players on the team. So, yeah, I mean, this time of year, if you're looking to get in the playoffs or whatever your scenario is with whatever league you're in, that's a good strategy to employ if you're trying to determine who to play every night when you're looking at the schedule.
Good stuff.
This DraftStreet.com is pretty cool because it has all the sports, and it's like a one-day thing. So you're not stuck in a league over time. It's basically just what happens at night. You know what I mean? So that's why I like it.
Yeah, it's excellent. We have the link up. We have the Draft Street free roll again with up to $200 worth in cash and prizes. It starts Friday. We have the link up right on the Smack Talk Sports homepage. Just click on that, sign up. Mike, anything else? We have 2 callers hanging. We have a 906, and then the 508 is next. Final thoughts?
That's about all I got. That's about all I got, guys. I'm sure I'll be calling after the Milwaukee game then, and in a few days here. But just heard you on the radio and wanted to get some quick tips from you. I appreciate the advice.
Anytime, Mike. Thank you so much. You want me to keep you on hold?
No, I'm on the computer. I can hear you guys. Thank you.
All right, Mike. Excellent. Thank you. Mike from Harrisburg, everyone. He is a regular caller on Celtics Postgame Live, and good stuff. Now we're going to go to Nathan. You're a big hit. Everybody wants to get your advice. So we have a 508 caller. He is next, and he wants to discuss some NFL. Is that cool with you, Nathan?
That is all right by me.
Excellent. All right, so we got Nick. You are live on Smack Talk Sports with myself, Chris McCarthy, and Nathan Conley from ArmchairReport.com.
What's happening, fellas?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's going on, Nick? Calling from Swansea.
Yep. And I had 2 questions. I just wanted to discuss it a little bit. I know everyone's talking about Peyton, but, I really don't care. Wondering what you guys' opinions are as to where Tebow's going to end up. And my second question is going to be, come opening weekend of the NFL, who is going to be the starting quarterback for the Miami Dolphins? Is it going to be Matt Moore, or is it going to be David My Back Hurts Garrard? Just curious.
Well, I actually just wrote an article today on ArmchairReport.com. I think he's going to end up with the Patriots somehow, some way. I just think his days as an NFL starter at the QB position are over, at least for the time being. And I just think Bill Belichick has always respected the guy as a person, and he's always been intrigued with him as a player. And we all know Josh McDaniels, the offensive coordinator of the Patriots, was the head coach of the Broncos when he traded all those picks to get him in the first round a few years ago. So I think there's some intrigue there, and I think right now the Broncos are going to be desperate to get rid of him, so it won't take much to get him. So I think if the price is right, I think with his skill set, it's so unique. You can Bill Belichick can transform kind of any player into any position. You look last year, Julie and Edelman was playing in the secondary for the Patriots, and they almost won the Super Bowl. So I just think with his unique skill set and, Bill Belichick's ingenuity along with Josh McDaniels' desire to maybe work with Tim Tebow, and I just think it's a perfect fit. It's just a matter of the price tag and what it would take to get him here.
Well, we all know Bill loves to spend draft picks like it's raining. But my the whole thought behind that, I've actually heard a couple things, and I read an article recently where they were talking about how they're disappointed with how Ryan Mallett's turned out thus far. So, maybe a third quarterback option. I know they offered the tender to Hoyer, the second-round tender. I don't see him ending up with the Patriots. I think there's plenty of teams out there who are willing to probably give up a couple draft picks. Look at what the Washington Redskins have done this season, And I know they moved up for RG3 and all that, but, I think there's a lot of teams out there that might be willing to take a flyer, and I think the Patriots have other needs that they should address before they worry about an experiment and giving up draft picks for someone that's probably not going to be a big part of the offense, especially with them loading up on wide receivers.
Yes, I'd actually agree with that. To be honest with you, Nathan, maybe it's because I'm a little biased and I don't really want Tim Tebow. I just don't know, what the purpose would be. We do have, the Patriots have the backup starter in Brian Hoyer. They do already have their project in Ryan Mallett, who's clearly in my opinion, a better quarterback than, at least tools-wise, he has better tools than Tim Tebow. The only way, even I've heard a lot of people say, well, bring him here, he can play, where's he going to play? Tight end? I think we have a few of those. We got Gronkowski, obviously.
They probably throw him in an H-back position, which is unfortunate.
What I think that was my contention with bringing him here. They would make him the H-back, put him in some third down packages. Give him 15 touches a game in different situations. He can run the option in different third down situations. Every once in a while he can throw the ball, but I don't think he would be a quarterback if he came to the New England Patriots. They definitely don't need that.
Right. Do you think that obviously he doesn't have a choice, Nathan, where he can choose.
His hands are tied. I mean, he doesn't have a no trade clause or anything. So the Denver Broncos are going to take whatever the best deal is. They're not really going to consider Tim Tebow's feelings in the matter.
Exactly. Now that leads me to my next question. It sounds to me like he's really not willing to play H-back. He's really just willing to play quarterback. There's 32 teams in the NFL. If he does come to the Patriots, obviously he doesn't have much of a choice, as you stated, in the trade, but he does have a choice whether he wants to actually come and, play the H-back position. Everybody would think it would be a no-brainer for him because it would seem like a good career move on his part, but I'm not so sure if there aren't better fits for him out there, even in his mind, someone just to let him play like he did last year, build up, slowly work the offense around him, slowly get better and better and better, as opposed to switching positions. I don't know if he's going to be down with that.
Yeah, I think he might be reluctant to do it. He probably still believes in his own mind he can be a quarterback in the NFL, but I just don't know how realistic that is. And I think if he heard that from, a Hall of Fame coach like Bill Belichick, he might have a change of heart when he realizes that he could be part of something special in New England and win a ring. And then he only has 1 year left on his contract, so if he wanted to pursue other options, who's a better quarterback to, learn under for a year than Tom Brady, and then he could take whatever he's learned and go somewhere else the following year.
I have a question for you, Nathan, though.
All right.
Taking Tim Tebow into consideration and having him being drafted, and getting that rookie contract and having 1 year left on his contract, with the Patriots having a stockpile of picks and the way that you want to use him as a 15 play per game, H-back, I think that they'd be better suited to use a pick in a lower round to draft an H-back. I mean, they drafted 2 running backs last year. Who knows if they'll still bring back, the human non-fumble machine, Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. I mean, I don't see a place for an H-back and wasting a draft pick. Denver's going to take whatever they can get, and who's to say that Denver is going to play nice with the team that Josh McDaniels is now organizationally a part of. I don't think that they're going to be that desperate to get rid of him. There's, like Chris said, there's 31 other teams in the NFL.
There are 31 other teams, but when you look around the league and all the signings that have happened from now and when Peyton Manning has taken his spot in Denver and taken away from Tebow, there's really not that many other teams in the league looking for a quarterback right now. I think maybe you could point to a couple, but I mean, maybe the Cleveland Browns. I know everyone was talking about the Jaguars, but I mean, they have Blaine Gabbert, who they drafted, and they just signed Chad Henne. What's that?
Gabbert was abysmal, and Chad Henne's no guarantee either.
People would argue that Tebow was abysmal too. So I mean, I don't know how much of an upgrade that would be.
Tebow won a playoff game.
Yes, he did, but I mean, I understand the success that he had, and I don't want to take anything away from that, but I think the team that he was on, that he won that playoff game for, was just as eager to get someone else under center than. So it's hard for me to really put confidence in the fact.
The defense won that game too.
What's that?
All right.
The defense won that game with a little bit of,
I mean, some of its success was it wasn't all Tebow. Obviously, it's a team game.
We can debate this all night, to be honest with you.
It can go around for days. So
yeah, we can talk about this.
See where he will end up. Everything.
We can talk about this till the world ends, to be honest with you, and I don't think you guys will agree. Nick, you can stay on. We got to take a quick 35-second break. And we'll be back. Nathan, you going to stay on to finish it up? We have about 5 minutes left.
Yeah, that's fine with me. We can do that.
All right, so we're going to take a quick
taking my call.
No problem.
Anytime, Nick. You can stay on. You can come back as well, too, if you'd like. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in 30 seconds to wrap up the show. And we're going to talk about the recent signings of Robert Gallery, Dante Stallworth, and, of course, Brandon Lloyd. And we're going to see what Nathan and possibly Nick thinks about that. Just a moment. Be back in a flash.
Are you ready to earn cash prizes for playing fantasy sports? DraftStreet.com offers weekly and daily fantasy league for baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and golf with entry fees ranging from free to over $400. You can join leagues any time of the day and play against users from all across the United States.
And when you sign up, enter the code CLNS25 for a $25 bonus on your first deposit.
With over $10 million paid out to date, DraftStreet.com awards over $300,000 weekly. All major credit cards and PayPal are accepted. DraftStreet.com, the future of fantasy sports.
All right, guys, we are back, Smack Talk Sports. I'm your host, Chris McCarthy. We are joined by Nathan Conley, ArmchairReport.com, and Beantown Breakdown Blog. He knows his stuff. We are talking Patriots right now. We also have Nick in Swansea on the line with us. He's going to finish up the show with us, I suppose. At this point, since we only have a few minutes winding down, again, I want to thank Lucy Ann for setting up the Warrick Dunn interview. I also want to thank Warrick Dunn. Check him out at www.wd-ff.org, and you can donate to that great cause. Also, check out DraftStreet.com. Go on the Smack Talk Sports homepage, and we have a link up. We have a new free roll coming up. It begins Friday, so get your draft picks in. You can win up to $200 in cash in prizes as well. As we heard from Mike from Harrisburg/Pittsburgh just call in, and I guess he joined. He wanted some free tips from Nathan. Now back to the Patriots. Before the break, we were talking. You guys were basically discussing, the Tim Tebow saga, which we already talked about. That's not going to be settled. So let's discuss. Let's get, Nathan, I want your take on, obviously, do you think Brandon Lloyd was a good sign, Dante Stallworth, and offensive tackle Robert Gallery? Sum all three of them up. I'm not even going to talk about Brandon Fells. Sum all three up. What do you expect out of them?
I think Brandon Lloyd was a great pickup, and I think even the deal they got him on was really reasonable as well. All these huge free agent wide receiver signings you're seeing going around the NFL, and they kind of quietly got Brandon Lloyd, who with Josh McDaniels and the Denver Broncos was a Pro Bowler 2 years ago. So I think it was a great pick. The weapons, if you look at it, Brady, a healthy Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez, Wes Welker, Brandon Lloyd. You take those guys. I know the defense needs a lot of work as well, but the Patriots are going to put up some points, and that's going to be able to kind of erase whatever defensive liabilities they might have. So I loved it. I think the deal was great for him and his career, and it's great for the Patriots because they didn't spend a ton of cash to get a great wide receiver. Right.
Do you think do you think the Dante Stallworth spells the end for Deion Branch, or do you think he's just barely hanging on?
I think Branch is going to demand too much money. I think basically the signing of Brandon Lloyd kind of signified the end of, or maybe kind of, the writing was on the wall when they did Brandon Lloyd, and then when they signed Stallworth, I think that pretty much sealed the deal for Deion Branch. They're pretty much basically the same player. They put up the same type of production in that system. So, yeah, I think he's going to be gone. He'll definitely get on with our team. He's a good player, but he's not really a game changer. And I think Absolutely. It also signifies the end for Chad Ochocinco. I think we'll be hearing the news of his release sometime soon, or traded, or somehow. I think he's on the chopping block as well now.
I agree with all that. Now, Nick, we're going to get to you real quick. You have 20 seconds. Hate to do this to you. Dante Stallworth did run a 4.3 when he was in the combine out of college. What's your thoughts? 20 seconds, Nick. Go.
Years later, he's going to be the same player. I definitely agree with your friend there, Nathan, because he's going to absolutely be the same player as Deion Branch, hot and cold, and very inconsistent. But I'm coming around on Brandon Lloyd. Still not a huge fan of it. The money's okay though. I can deal with the deal.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Thanks again. I want to thank Nick from Swansea. Thanks for calling in. Thanks to all our callers and our listeners. Thanks to Warrick Dunn. And thank you to Nathan Conley. And Nathan, where can they find you on Twitter, and where can they read your articles? Real quick.
Yep. On Twitter, it's just at Nathan Conley, Conley. My articles can be found on www.armchairreport.com, and my blog can be found on Beantown Breakdown HAYWARD.blogspot.com.
All right, guys. Good night, Smack Talk Sports. Have a nice one.